also a strategic thing. Like once people get into the story, it acts as a visual marker of where they are on a certain mission that will be in the demo. I'm trying not to spoil it. So yeah, there's a few different things. It's also just, yeah, it's kind of just easier to talk about the city as well if there's a certain thing marking the border, but that wasn't really intentional. Um, so yeah, those things.
Those things. All right, so if we take a low angle on the city then, and we're building up the city vertically in a way that's reminiscent of the image I showed you of the town that's on like it's basically a port city. It's
Yeah,
built up and it's got all of those like flying buttresses and
it's like a
bridges.
bay with a tower in the middle of it, kind of
Right,
thing.
right,
Yeah.
and like a large bridge behind. If we're building it up in that way, you said before that you weren't particularly interested in having the back wall very developed, just having like ancient structures as a part of it. You were more interested in like valley taking part below the wall, or really uh, valley itself happens below the wall proper. It does not happen as like internally into the wall in any meaningful way higher than like the roof line of buildings.
Oh, I don't know if I ever said that, but if I did, I disagree.
Okay. Okay, so you
um,
did want like a largely developed like holes in the back wall that people live in.
yeah, I mean, the way that I think I originally imagined it was like there were all these hills, and they had like hollowed out the center of these hills, and just kind of put like pegs and poles to keep all the hill shapes up, and we're just like kind of settled underneath these mole shapes, and then to like put roofs in the like the little valleys between the hills to like keep up little roofs, and then there would be like things smoothing out all these different peaks of the hills and stuff like that. But as things have evolved, I'm pretty much more like, no, I think it's more like kind of a cavey, somewhat hill-like thing, where it's just no matter like whatever the structure of the stone was, they figured out a way to like get inside that thing. As far as like what was it, ruins and stuff, like I think we already talked about it, but like I remember talking, I think, to you and Cody about how it would make sense to like tell a story about what the place is by showing one of the collapsed structures. Like
Hmm.
that way people would know what was inside one of them, and they'd have like a better understanding of how Valley worked internally and stuff like that, and I'm still for that idea.
So
um,
so do you want the in your mind does Valley build up into the wall in levels? Like there's the low-lying structures in the foreground, and then there are structures that build themselves up upon the rubble that's maybe dropped off the top of the, the cliffside downward. And there's structures built upon that, and then there are the structures that are a part of the back wall, or is it all at one level until you hit the back wall?
I'm not sure what you're just talking about, the like the immense walls, the back wall,
The,
right?
the back wall is the large cliff face feature, right?
Okay, okay.
So is it all at one level until it hits the back wall? All of the roofs are the same height? Is there a progression vertically from the foreground into the background up to the wall? Does the wall come out in any way at certain points, or does it all stay flat?
Well, yeah, I don't know. It's like I said, it's different than how I originally imagined it, but I think it's like an interesting idea to think that like it converges from the outside rubble into the back wall into like some kind of smoothed out weird thing. That seems interesting to me, and still like in the spirit of what I had in mind. As far as like whether there's a progression or not, I'm not sure what you mean by progression. Like that the rock changes in shape according to the structures inside them, or
As
something.
as though so like the difference between a staircase and like a a right angle of a floor into a wall.
Oh, okay. Probably staircase if I had to. Yeah, I think staircase would make more sense. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that will profoundly influence how we decide to develop the feel of the town and where we put certain structures, which is why I'm asking. And especially another thing that we'll have to fix is the perspective of the character moving from the foreground of the image to the background of the image as it travels from node to node. Cody had a suggestion when we were talking that maybe your character would walk into a cave entrance and then pop up somewhere else higher up on the map, smaller.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, I think it saves us a lot of effort in a number of ways. And will make the map feel more real, more interactive.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. And games are supposed to be fun, I think.
No. We want them to be...
Is that wrong?
Subtle.
This game's supposed to be subtle.
The game can't be fun. It has to operate at an intellectual level only.
I see.
Yeah.
My bad. Maybe we shouldn't do it then.
No. It would be better to think about the game than to actually create it, I think.
Alright. So this is a good thing we're here then.
That's why this is a game abstruse.
Yes.
Not a game jam.
Good old abstruse curd.
Yeah. Welcome to everyone who's here, by the way.
Oh yeah, thanks for joining us.
Pandersara, 88, welcome. Pandersara 95, welcome.
Who are these people?
Yeah, I'm baking my light maps in Unity. It's tedious as hell. I'm sorry. Frank, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm having some issues right now. I can't. I would be really helpful if I had the Photoshop files from Cody instead of this, so I wouldn't have to work over it, so I can color it.
Well, I can tell him to never leave again for the remainder of the development process.
Yeah, that would be nice. Also, the idea here would be to animate the smoke, right?
Yes, which is a part of the image itself, which is difficult and annoying. But I think the smoke and the door are the two things we would want to animate.
Which door?
The front door, the very front door of the large structure.
Yeah.
And maybe even having the windows light up would be cool if we had. And maybe considering whether to have like a dark time valley and a light time valley. Not that we'll be there for very long, but in like the long run, maybe that would be worthwhile too.
Yeah. Yeah, Cody and I were talking about how like Valley would, because Valley, or at least the demo, the Valley is going to be at nighttime anyway. That like it's good because there's all these holes.
Okay, well if it's at nighttime, then yeah, definitely we'd want to light up the windows.
Yeah, we were like, oh, there's going to be like all these little like
have them
dots of light peeking out.
I think that'll give like a much more impressive visual too.
Yeah,
because it's like a lantern city almost.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Like, I think it would be interesting if we could animate like dust and sand kind of like picking up off of the city. Like you can feel it eroding a little bit.
That would be cool. That's something that will... Like
maybe you could see the path of the wind going along the wall of the rock.
That's probably something we'd animate in the big image.
Yeah. We could take this building as a test for lots of animations.
Sure.
You know, just play around with it too.
I'm excited for that. And welcome back to Infinium, or FlameFoxx. To Infinium Beyond as well.
I'm gonna start working on that document for your old justice there.
Okay. Alright. I will continue pestering Frank while he attempts to replicate Cody's work line by line.
Okay, I mean, we can continue to talk about D-Zone stuff, but it sounds like you talked about all that you wanted to bring up.
Well, I think it's just necessary for me. Every conversation that we have is like an attempt to document out for myself what your impression of the city is. Sort of like how you guys had to take so much time in getting all of the information out of my head.
Yeah.
Of course, I think you guys had the larger burden.
Yeah. Probably.
But I'm just trying to reconcile what I think Valley is from what you said with what Valley actually is.
Oh, okay.
And the closer I get to that, the more I can iterate within the actual guidelines or confines of the design that exists.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Valley is interesting. Like, Valley is not at all what I imagined it would look like, really. But it's still like in the spirit of what Valley is, and I don't know. That's okay. That's cool with me, pretty much.
Yeah. Hey, Christian's here. Welcome, Christian.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep working on the storyboards.
Enjoy.
okay.
Good luck.
Yeah, whatever you're doing.
The storyboards. I like how
I
it
might,
kind of looks
might
like...
actually be done soon.
Oh, cool.
I just got to organize them in a
That's
fashion
Frank,
that
Christian.
will be easy for people to understand and comprehend.
Okay.
It sort of looks like this house has a mustache at the moment. My pareidolia sensibilities are taking over. It's like a cyclops with a mustache. Frank is making some animations. Yes, that's exactly correct.
I'm gonna go wiener. I'll be right back.
Alrighty. If anyone's got any questions they want to ask about what Frank's doing or what we're trying to do today, feel free to ask them. As far as like a general overview, we're continuing the work from the 24-hour stream that we had last month. We're trying to get our whole team on a level about what environments are going to look like and how we're going to approach them from both the point-and-click interface perspective, which is the one that Frank's animating for now. Like, if you hover over this structure in-game with the mouse, it would highlight itself and maybe the door would swing open a little bit, and the smoke's going to be pouring from it all the time. But within the map itself, if this is an interactable structure, you should be able to click on it, and it'll produce either like a dialogue scene once your character gets there, or some sort of interactive sequence, maybe even a battle encounter if an adversary is there. You may even have to turn in quests here. There could be a merchant that lives here. It would all depend on what we wanted to do for the point-and-click interface. So we'll be tackling that, but we'll also be tackling the world map proper, not just the city map of Valley, but the map that Valley is housed within. The one that allows you to travel from Valley to another city, to another point of interest. And we'll be using a node-based system, sort of like Final Fantasy Tactics, to accomplish those objectives both within a town context, like the one Frank is animating for here, and within the world map context. The nodes will just be visible in the world map context, whereas here, if I click on something, my character is going to walk along a path of nodes that we've assembled within a town that won't be visible to the player. So I guess in that way, the town sequences are sort of on rails to a certain extent. I mean, you have agency, but there will be locations to visit that you might have to visit if you're going to a certain town. And certainly you don't have independent movement within a town. You're going to be moving from point of interest to point of interest.
Ow.
Beautiful.
That was great.
Back to work.
That was the realest part of our stream.
See you, Christian.
Something I've learned about John is that he's like a very genuine exclaimer.
Yes.
I don't know many people who really exclaim and mean it.
I like.
Wait, what do you mean?
I mean, when you saw that image, you were like, "Holy shit!" And just now, when you hurt yourself, you went, "Ow!" Like you've got an omnipoetic sense of expressing yourself. That's kind of unique.
It's true. It's rare.
Is it refreshing?
It is refreshing.
It's like, a little refreshing.
It's like a Minute Maid.
It's a little disturbing too, but I'm living with it.
David's not exclamatory. He can't handle
emotions. I'm not.
He doesn't deal well with them.
No.
He doesn't partake in them.
He doesn't partake in the emotional playfield.
Yeah.
Our little robot, David. When I first
Not
met
my
you,
words.
you reminded me of the robot from Alan Rickman's portrayal, specifically, of the robot from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
The movie version
Yeah.
or the book from the book part?
Crucially, the movie version, because of Alan Rickman's voiceover of that character.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like Alan Rickman.
Me too.
I'm okay with that. Although I don't know if that really makes sense with me, but okay.
That's what you first reminded me of. First impression.
Oh, okay. Who did you remind me of? I don't know. You were kind of like very pragmatic, stately. Can't say you remind me of like a particular fictional character exactly. You're still like your first impression of my first impression of you is still like kind of shadows over what I think of you. I think because like it wasn't that far off. I don't think like you have a bit of it like a teacherly or like orderly way of looking at things a lot of time. I feel. Still get that. I mean, you're still fun and shit like that, but like your dialogue aesthetic.
Am I like a
It's a
mullet?
pragmatist. Are you like a what?
Am I like an inverted mullet?
An
Business in
inverted
the front,
mullet?
business in the front, party in the back.
No.
No. Oh.
No, you're not like an inverted mullet.
Well, that's kind of you to say.
You're like a mullet with a sweater vest on.
Beautiful. That's all
Yeah.
I ever wanted to be. Is a
Yeah, I know.
conflicting design sensibilities.
All I wanted to ever say to you is that you're a mullet with a sweater vest on. It's very freeing.
It is. Now that I know what I am, I can go
Yeah.
about in the world.
And
That's
be
good.
who you were always meant to be.
Frank, you were saying something?
Was I?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. That's fair. Well, Frank, you've done a very good job here.
Oh, thank you. It's tedious work.
Yeah, but you do it so well. That's why.
Well, thank you.
That's why we love you. So you take care of the tedious work and you just rank it up.
Frank it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just listening to your guys' confessions of your first date.
Can have our first date.
Yeah.
See, Frank, that's why we love you. It's your witty rejoinders are just they're next level. It's almost as though you have a disregard for the rules of this world, and they don't pertain to you.
So this is turning into our confessions?
Our confessions, yes. This will be like that one time during the 24-hour stream where I was asking you about your past.
Oh yeah, you were putting me under the spotlight.
Yeah. Spotlight on the friend. Hey, it's Cody. Cody's here. Frank,
What?
you might not
No
even
way.
have to do
Oh,
that anymore.
Oh my god.
Hey, Gazorg.
Well, you know, this was productive. Oh, I'm so sorry, Frank.
No, it's no problem.
No, this is hilarious and bad.
No, don't worry about it.
Hey, and girl.
Who's here? Indev girl. Indev girl! Welcome! Welcome back! Wow, it's nice to see you. I'm sorry that our time change has precluded you from joining us in the evenings. It's awesome because we finally get to hang out with all of our old early stream buddies when we do 24-hour and 12-hour things. How have you
Hello.
been?
Hello.
Hey Cody.
Hey, Cody.
Hey. Oh,
Hey,
there's
Cody.
lots of people.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. I just got home a little bit ago. Just getting stuff packed in.
Yep.
You guys, are you guys jamming right now?
We're game carding.
You know what? To Infinity and Beyond, that's pretty reductive of you. I don't appreciate that. Indev Girl was one of our earliest viewers and followers. She is much more than just your average bear. She represents the hope of all humanity. And perhaps also the redemptive quality of human beings in general. all good here. Been busy with family and such. That's fair. Family and such tend to hop up into the spotlight and become necessary to interact with. Cody, we just had Frank fully replicate one of your structures.
Okay.
Which we would not have done if we had known you were going to be here. But what do you think of Frank's rendering?
Hey, you don't need me.
Yeah, exactly. We just need Frank. Sorry, Cody, but we're gonna have to let you go.
Frank's cooler anyways. He's got a cool dog.
Yes.
I do. Yeah, he's here with me.
Cody has
Hey,
a
Cody.
child, but the dog I think is.
Any chance I get this Photoshop files, Cody? If you have I assume you have the layers separated. I need Valley Dwellings 002.
Yeah. Let me see where it is. See if it's.
Yeah, sure, man.
Have we ever had you guys on at the same time before? I feel like I'm witnessing like Clark Kent and
Not
Superman
during a stream.
simultaneously.
Yeah.
Actually,
Crap.
no.
Sorry.
Actually, Frank and I are the same person, and this is currently a recording that he did.
Oh, I see.
Mila and I are the same person.
And
Cody slash Frank.
yeah, Cody.
I
Yeah.
totally believe that.
Me that have no hope in humanity. Indev girl, you should have hope in humanity.
It's okay, Dev Girl. I have no hope in humanity.
Yeah, but that's why. Because you don't want to be like David. He writes for a living. You know?
I don't have any fun.
Exactly. Exactly. Frank, I wouldn't get rid of that just yet. I almost like yours better than Cody's.
Whoa, man.
Oh, hey, I said almost. Careful there.
Oh, okay.
Well, I gotta go, guys.
Come on, baby. It's just a joke. Come on.
Actually, I'm gonna have to get off here for a second and get a little bit more. You guys caught me a little too soon. I still gotta get some stuff in,
Don't worry.
and I'll get off here, but I'll go upload that PSD, and then I'll be.
If you don't upload that PSD, Frank's gonna have PTSD. So.
Okay, I'll upload those, and
Yeah, get ready to tell some stories about the woods and cabin building.
Yeah. Hopeless in arms.
I should have all of this organized in a storyboard fashion for everyone to be able to look at in a few moments.
Okay, perfect, John. Thank
just
you.
Let me finish moving everything into position and stuff.
Frank, since you already got one done, I would animate that now.
Well, first, for animating, we should add some color, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely. Are you going to use the large image of Valley as your color reference?
This one?
Yeah, that one.
This is our color reference?
Yeah, that's our color reference, at least for now, until Cody decides to change everything and make your contributions obsolete.
Yeah.
We could also just animate the lines to keep it simpler and test different types of animations.
Yeah, that's fine too, actually, because you can just go back and add color, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. I don't mind that. You know what? Let's just abandon color for the project and go black and white.
I would actually be interested in what a game in black and white would do to people. Yeah, people love color.
Do you think that's too pretentious?
I don't really. Well, I think it has an air of pretentiousness to it. I don't think it has to be pretentious.
Doesn't
I mean,
it
plenty
have to fit, like,
of things are still in black and white.
Yeah, I think
Isn't
if we were
there
gonna do that, we'd have to go back to sensibilities of fantasy in like the 40s and 50s and 30s.
Maybe.
And I don't even know how you'd research that. But in order to do it for me, at least, I would want for those two things to correlate with one another.
I mean, what I always think of, like, what I like a lot about, like, black and white and grayscale stuff is usually has a lot to do with lighting.
Sure.
So, like, I'm a big fan of noir films and noir comics, and stuff like that.
But
Like, I think comics is, like, one of the things that makes black and white really cool. And, like, instead of, like, because they didn't use color, they would just start doing like really crazy expressionistic things when they started inking or penciling and stuff like that.
Right.
And people, gave them kind of the leeway to do that because it didn't feel weird, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, there's something like, because it's black and white, all of a sudden people are like, yeah, something needs to fill it in, and it doesn't actually matter if it's really color. It just needs to be something. So
do we need like a pulp match for that though? You'd have to.
What?
For
a
me,
pulp match for what?
For me, like the dialogue would have to reflect.
Oh.
Like that sort of sensibility in some way.
It would have to be a historical piece.
No, not necessarily. But I mean, like, it's not aesthetically, but in terms of tone and mood, you would want to at least match.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
The forebears, like you'd either want like a fantasy noir game, which I think would be really interesting, or and also the Wolf Among Us does a pretty good job with their cell shading and the way that they utilize their color palette.
There's some noir motifs, but I wouldn't call it like noir lighting or anything like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think if you're going to do black and white, either the way I would want to do it is by doing a noir fantasy, which would be pretty cool, or by taking something and making it directly reference the fantasy archetypes pre-1960, before the color switch.
Yeah, I don't know. I always want to do something new.
I'd like to do something new with like a reasoning behind it.
I'd be interested in doing something like placed totally in some kind of Hades dimension in which color doesn't exist because everything is depressing and the lack of color represents kind of the loss of life and stuff like that. That might be a good excuse for it.
Are you projecting here, dude?
No, that's not a projection at all.
No.
That's exactly how I see things.
Okay. No, I think it would be cool. I think that's actually really good. There's a film. God, what's the film? Oh man, it's this. It's a horror film, but it's not really a horror film. It's like a short of God killing himself, and it's in black and white, and it's like an art film, basically. And it's this the thing that represents God is this masked figure that if you've seen Samsara, the follow-up to the film Baraka, the one that showcases like human culture across all nations.
No, I haven't seen it.
Well, I highly recommend it, but there's a scene in which there's a performance piece, and this guy takes clay from the table. He's this businessman.
Oh wait, I might have seen this performance though.
Okay. Yeah,
and
so
he like covers himself in like ink and then like covers. Yeah, okay.
Imagine something that looks exactly the same as that on grainy black and white, and that's like the personification of God. And then that thing starts stabbing itself in the stomach, like tens or hundreds of times in front of you. And it's in this like tiny abandoned little house in the middle of nowhere, and you're seeing it through the window. It's just very, very creepy.
I think I have a sculpture art